What's going on, guys? Robert again for Strength by Doing. Haven't done a video or a blog post in a while, but just different things going on in my life this past week, and just this weekend was a little crazy. Went out for a couple of drinks here and there, just actually Friday night I didn't really go out for any drinks. I just hung out with my brother where he works at, and Thursday I had a couple of drinks and didn't really do anything. Went back home, just kind of slept a lot, a little bit too lazy. I did my laundry, but what I want to talk about today is like. It's a weird situation because I've talked about it before. It's sometimes you need to satisfy. You don't need to worry about what lane you pick when you're in traffic, or where to sit down in a restaurant, or what fancy shirt to wear when you're just gonna go out to the store or something. Just random things that don't really matter, but just small decisions in your life that some people just dwell on for way too much. That they get in the way of what you need to do. I've talked about it before, but then I was thinking about that while I was trying to think about something else. It's like something I had to kind of force myself into thinking about, because I had to come to that realization myself, because I've been lazy lately, like really lazy since my Tough Mudder a couple weeks ago. But it's about like just not settling for less, and don't settle for mediocrity. And if you have a goal in mind, why wait, really? I mean, why am I being so lazy about exercising? I need to go running. I need to go to the gym a little bit more often. Just a lot of different things. Like I'm changing up my exercises right now, so that I'm going to do more reps, even though I'm probably more of the same kind of workout, but just doing more reps, which we'll see how it goes. But at the same time, it's just I need to get out of the rut that I'm in, where everything's just the same. I go work out, I go home, do nothing. And I've done that for the past 2 weeks. I haven't really done a lot of cardio like I should have been doing. And it was just like, well, that's not what my goal is. My goal isn't to just, be a lazy ass and, just go work out and just to maintain myself, which is not really maintaining, because I've been gaining weight, because I've been eating more food, because I've already been planning to do more work. So I'm eating more, but I'm actually doing less, even though I should have been doing more at the same time. So it is what it is, but I just need to make sure I get off my butt and do it. And it's just another thing to tell people is like, if you really have a goal for something, don't really settle for something. Failure is going to happen, of course. That happens in life. You put yourself out there, you fall on your butt, and you get up and keep going. You don't want to be content with failure all the time. It's the same thing with like cleaning my room. I've been too lazy about it, but at the same time, that's what I need to do. So I need to go in and actually freaking do it. Just different things like that. It's just like, why would you be happy living in filth, or why would you be happy, just being only okay? Why be happy being okay when you want to be better, or you have dreams, or you always had goals? Just because you failed once, say you didn't make a team growing up, or you didn't get the girl, or you didn't get to where you wanted to be, you didn't win the race, you didn't, you're trying to keep up with somebody while you're racing them, or maybe you weren't even racing them, you're just trying to keep up with them because you saw them on the trail, or just out and about, and you're just training, or you saw somebody at the gym, and you're like, well, I can do more than that guy, and you go and try to do it, or girl, or whatever, and it's just like somebody outdoes you on something, and you don't know, maybe they're either more talented in that aspect, or maybe they've been training longer, or maybe just doing something different. Maybe they're not doing the same thing you are. I think I've done that before. It's like, oh, I think I could do that, but I've already been working out. I've already been doing squats and deadlifts or something like that. And I try to go do something else that somebody else has already been doing, and I can't do it. But sometimes I play around and still do it anyways. But just things to think about is just understand that you can't really you can't compare yourself to somebody else except for yourself. I say that, but at the same time, you got to be able to let go of your past self and look towards your future. Because when you start comparing yourself to how you are and how you were and everything else, it's just like, if you're starting to make growth and you start comparing yourself to your old self, you might get relaxed. You need to start comparing yourself to your future self. It's like, hey, you know what? I need to start working on this because I want to get here. I don't want to go down here. It's like, oh, I'm way better than I was back then. So I don't need to be working that hard because I'm already making so much progress. Well, no, where you want to go is way up here, and you're just kind of like, you're just being relaxed. You're letting yourself stagnate. You're letting yourself be okay. just because you got some results in your life, you got somewhere. And whereas I think an old Emmitt Smith thing is that training in the off season was, it's like, oh, I've won a Super Bowl, and he'd stop, so he paused, and then he kept going. It's like, well, that vacation's over, It's like, got to get back to work because there is no off season in life. It's like, just because you get ahead, there are other people out there that are working just as hard or harder than you to try to get beyond you. Even if you're not, even if they're not real, if their goal isn't to get really ahead of you, they're to get ahead of themselves or to do better than last time because they didn't win or whatever, or they didn't get the place, or they wanted. Say for myself, I was top 100 out of a race. Well, next time I want to be top 50 or top 10 or top 25 or something. I want to do better. Well, somebody that's already up there might be like, well, I don't need to train as hard because I'm already just, I'm doing okay. I'll be fine. And all of a sudden, everybody that was behind them is now way in front of them because they had been training so hard to make sure that they got, what they really paid for. They wanted to feel the glory of, getting some sort of results out of their life, and they've trained for it. They're so long that they've wanted to keep on going. And those people will have the drive to keep on going and doing better and better and better. But sometimes when you get to a certain goal, you start to be very lax about your goals, and you're like, well, I've done okay so far, so I don't need to be training so hard. And it's just the same thing with a business life, is that you work so hard and then you get like a pat on the back and you think, I'm doing great, I can relax for a little. No. It means you need to work just as hard all the time to where that's your normal, where it's not so stressful to work that hard all the time. And then, that sets a level for other people to look at, and then sometimes you have to work harder than that and harder and harder and harder because, excellence doesn't necessarily come from nothing. I mean, it's, I forgot what it was, maybe Socrates or something like that, but I can't remember. But it's like, it's not about what we have, it's about what's next. It's not about all the things that you've already done, it's about what you're going to do. And it's like, that's why I'm always saying get out and do something, because if you're not really doing something to work towards yourself, you're stagnating, you're becoming a pool for mosquitoes to breed in. I mean, think about it, water moves, and if the water is not moving, there's animals living in it and breeding off of it, and they're going out and just destroying everything else. But I don't know what that means, but just something that I was thinking about, and just random. I was just blurting things out as they come to my head, but just learn to really drive yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. They say write things down all the time, because if you don't write them down, you don't have them in visual reference. You put them somewhere where you can always see them. I've said it before. Put it somewhere you're always going to see it every single day. If you live by yourself or something like that, put them all over your mirrors, put them on your door, put them everywhere, so that you see them. And put them in the way of you having to go somewhere. And you know what? Every week, tear them down, rewrite them, so that there's something new, so that they're not the same thing all the time. Maybe you say, you know what? I'm going to revise that goal and say, this is what I'm actually going to do. Maybe you write it bolder, maybe you write it smaller, maybe you put something there and you put a big arrow towards it. It's just something that helps you understand that that's what you got to do, and that's what you're going after. You might stumble, you might fall, you might trip, you might fall on your face, doing so many things, but just getting up and moving forward, or the whole Finding Nemo thing, is just keep swimming. It's just, you don't give in to failure, because if you give in to failure, it's like quitting's forever. Pain is temporary, quitting's forever. Just things like that. It's like, even if you lose, you still completed. Even if you struggled, you still attempted, because if you don't try, you never will. And it's just like, you got to be in it to win it. It's kind of like a lottery thing in life. It's like, what's going to happen if you lose? You lost, so what? You can always try again. I mean, it's just like, it beats not doing anything at all. But I'm just going to stop it right there, because I'm starting to ramble on about so many things, and my thoughts are not really all there. I've been up all day and then slept for a couple hours here and there. It's just, my Monday night's always weird like that. But follow me, strengthbydoing.com. That's my blog, if I ever update it. But facebook.com/strengthbydoing. That's where I'll put a lot more stuff up throughout the week. Twitter has strength by doing. That's where just I think my videos just end up going a lot of times. I don't get on there too much, but it is what it is. I mean, if somebody directly contacts me, I'll get the notification if you follow on Twitter. So, get up, get out and do something. And every day is a struggle, but nobody's gonna do it for you. All right.